Alright, in this video I'm going to be talking about a shark deck meant to represent Gura, again of Hololive EN, Gen 1 Holo Myth. Now, Shark is a deck centered around spamming out level rank 3 through 5s through various monster summons and an ability to get a large number of these level monsters out on the field. So to start off with, we have our level 5s, we have Abyss Shark. And Abyss Shark's effect is it can also be used for the summon of a rank or 3 or 4 monster, so you can count its level as 5, 4, or 3. And if you control a water monster, and only water monsters, you can special summon this card from hand. When you do, you also add a level 3 or 4, or level 3 through 5 fish monster from your deck to hand, except Abyss Shark. Now it also has a cost there. If you use that effect, you can only summon water monster, special summon water monsters for the rest of the turn. However, the entire deck being water makes this so that it's not really a negative. As long as this monster is on the field, the first number water monster that deals damage deals double damage. Now, all of your Xyz monsters are going to be numbers in this deck, except for one. But moving on, next up we have Crystal Shark. Now this has the same effect that despite being level 5, can be treated as level 3 or 4 for the for an Xyz summon. This one, if it's in your graveyard, you can target a water monster on field, have its attack to special summon it, but then this card gets banished when it leaves the field. So once again, just simple, if this card is in the graveyard, you can summon it in order to perform another Xyz summon. Alright, next up we have Vice Shark. Now this one on normal summon, you can tribute a fish monster to special summon another shark monster from deck. And once again, no special summons for the rest of the turn except water monsters. And this one also has a second effect that it gives to a Shark Drake Xyz monster, so one specific Xyz monster, that if it has Vice Shark as a material, I can, on a spell or trap card activation, detach 2 materials to negate and destroy. So it's effect negation for spells or traps, if it's under a Shark Drake. Next up, we have one copy of a Metabo Shark. This one on normal summon shuffles 2 fish monsters from graveyard into deck. So just a way to recycle some of your resources. Next up we have Spear Shark. On normal summon it increases the level of all level 3 fish monsters by 1. So basically it makes all level 3 fish monsters a level 4 for the summon of a rank 4. Next up we have Saber Shark. This one can't be used as a synchro material, but since we have no synchros in this deck, that's not really a negative. But it can also increase or reduce the level of one monster on field, again playing into the Xyz, the rank summons. Next up we have Buzzsaw Shark. We can target a fish or water monster we control to special summon one fish with the same level as that monster but a different name, and it cannot activate its effects that turn. One thing to note is you can normal summon Buzzsaw Shark and then target Buzzsaw Shark itself to summon another level 4. And again, can't special summon from the extra deck except for Xyz monsters, but the entire extra deck is Xyz monsters, so not much of a drawback there. This one also has the effect of, despite being a level 4, it can be used as a level 3 or 5 monster for an Xyz summon as well. Next up we have Lantern Shark. On normal summon, I can special summon a level 3, 4, or 5 water monster from deck, except for another copy of itself, but again cannot special summon from the extra deck except Xyz. And once again, it can also be used as a level 3 or 5 monster for an Xyz summon specific. So that's a common theme of this deck, is summoning the monsters to be the entire range of their Xyz summons, such as you want to summon Spider Shark, you need 3 level 5 monsters. All of these monsters can be counted as level 5 as well. Dragon Spider Shark, 2 level 4 monsters. These level 5s can also count as level 4s. So next up, we have a right-hand shark. On normal summon, you can add a left-hand shark from deck to hand, and then if this card is in the graveyard and you control no monsters, you can special summon it, but you banish it when it leaves the field. Also, if this card is the material for an Xyz monster that has only water monsters as materials, it gains the effect that it cannot be destroyed by battle. Next up, we have Left-Hand Shark. This one, if it's special summoned from the graveyard, its level becomes 4, and if you control Right-Hand Shark and this card is in the graveyard or hand, special summon it but banish it when it leaves the field, and it has the effect of giving an Xyz monster the effect, if it's a material and only water materials, that card cannot be destroyed by card effects. So, can't be destroyed by battle and can't be destroyed by card effects. Next up, we have Double Fin Shark. On normal summon, target a level 3 or 4 water fish type monster in your graveyard. Special summon it in defense, but it has no effects, and it locks into waters for the rest of the turn. Next up, we have Armored Shark. And this card's effect is you can send a water Xyz monster from your extra deck to the graveyard, and you target a fish monster in the graveyard with the same level as the rank of that monster to special summon. So let's say, for instance, I send Woven Dragon Spider Shark to the graveyard, I can special summon any of my level 4s from the graveyard. And then, if this card is in your graveyard, or during your opponent's turn, if it's in the graveyard, you can target a Water Xyz monster you control, equip it to that monster as an equip spell, and it gives 500 attack. Alright, next up we have Shark Stickers. So when a fish, sea serpent, or aqua type monster is normal or special to your field, you can special summon this as well. It's a level 3, and that's probably the simplest card in the deck. Next up we have Hydrojet Shark. If water monster is on the field, or water Xyz monsters on the field, you can special summon, but you can't special summon this monster for the rest of the turn. It also has a once per turn of, during your main phase, you can send one fish shark monster or Xyz spell or trap from your deck to the graveyard, and banish this card from the graveyard to add an Aqua Jet. Now that's a spell card that I'll talk about in a little bit. Next up, we have Rank Up Magic Quick Chaos. Now what Rank Up Magics do is they target typically numbers. So this one says target a number Xyz monster I control, except a number C, which the C is for Chaos. And you can special summon a number C again with the same number as that target, but one rank higher. So let's say, for instance, let's go with Shark Drake Vice. Let's take Shark Drake. You have Shark Drake on field, you play this card, and then you can also play number 32 Vice, because it has the same number of 32 and the C in front of it, and is one rank higher. And the Shark Drake and all materials under Shark Drake become materials for Le Vice. Next up, we have another Rank Up Magic, Barion's Force. Does more or less the same thing. Target one face-up Xyz monster I control, special summon a number C or a CXyz monster with the same type, but one rank higher. So this one doesn't actually lock us into the same numbers. So let's say I were to take Woven Spider, 2 level 4 water monsters as materials. I play this card, and then I can still go into Shark Drake Levice because it is a number C that is one rank higher than Woven Dragon. Next up, I have Water Hazard. This is a once per turn special summon of a level 4 or lower water monster every turn, as long as you control no monsters. So if you get this in your starting hand, you play this. You can then special summon, let's say, Lantern Shark for free off of this. Then Lantern Shark special summons level 3 or 4, and then you still have your normal summon to normal summon another level 4, and that is a 1-turn Shark Drake. Just a little help there. Salvage targets 2 water monsters with 1500 or less attack and adds them from your graveyard and adds them to hand, so another way of recycling resources. Galaxy Wave isn't actually a part of the Shark strategy, however, it does support Xyz summons by dealing 500 damage every time you Xyz summon, so it's a pretty okay addition. Next up, we have Overlay Network. Now, this one allows us to special summon a monster from the graveyard that has the same level as a monster we have, hand or graveyard, that has the same level that we have on field, but its effects are negated. And it locks you into Xyz summoning, which is not a problem. On the other hand, if you have an Xyz monster, you can add one card that's attached to it to the hand, so just cycling a resource out of one of your Xyz monsters in order to use to summon another Xyz monster. Next up, we have a field spell here, Xyz Territory. When Xyz monster battles, that monster gains 200 attack and defense times its rank, which, again, Xyz monsters do not have levels, they have ranks, so Levice here is not a level 5, it's a rank 5. That's important for a few effects. So cards that affect monsters' levels do not affect Xyz monsters at all. But it has a second effect that you can detach and send to the graveyard an Xyz material in order to prevent this card from being destroyed if your opponent would do so. Next up, we have the aforementioned Aqua Jet. It just gives a water monster on field, or a fish, sea serpent, or aqua type monster 1000 attack. Now, since this card doesn't say for the turn, the 1000 attack actually remains on the monster as long as it's on the field. So this is a permanent 1000 attack. Alright, next up we have our extra deck, and I'm actually going to go backwards this time. So from bottom to top, just because that's how I organized it for whatever reason. So to start off, we have number 37, Woven Hope Dragon Spider Shark. This card requires 2 level 4 water monsters, and for Xyz monsters, they require the monsters to be on board. So if I have 2 level 4 monsters on board, since all of my monsters are water, I can then overlay them to make this. And this actually has the monsters that are users' materials underneath it, and in most cases for Xyz monsters, that allows you to use their effects. So this one's effects is when any player declares an attack, you can detach an Xyz monster, and all monsters your opponent controls has an attack. Now again, the materials are underneath the card, so the 2 cards that are underneath it, send one to the graveyard to activate this effect. Then it has a secondary effect. When it's destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, I can target one monster in my graveyard and special summon it. So just to get a resource back whenever someone manages to remove it. Next up, we have the only example, actually not the only example, but one of the very few examples that are not a number in this deck. Bahamut Shark. Once per turn, you can detach it, again, 2 level 4 water monsters. And you can detach a material from the card to special summon a rank 3 or lower water Xyz monster from your extra deck. And when you do, this card cannot attack. Leviathan Dragon, 2 level 3 monsters, and once per turn you can detach a material to have this gain 500 attack permanently. But if it has 0 materials, it cannot attack your opponent directly, so it has to attack through monsters. Next up, we have Xyz Armor Torpedo, 2 level 3 monsters again. It cannot attack unless it has a material. I can detach 2 materials from the card to draw 1. Then, it also has effects for while it's equipped to a monster. So if it's equipped to a monster, when that monster battles, your opponent can't activate card effects or negate the effects of, and it negates the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent controls. And as a passive ability, if your opponent's or if the equipped monster is an Xyz monster, your opponent cannot target it with card effects at all. So a good defensive option to be equipped to one of your monsters. Next up, we have number C32 Shark Drake Vice. It requires 4 level 4 water monsters. However, it also can be Xyz summoned by using a Shark Drake as material. So if you have Shark Drake on field, you can just Xyz summon into this using that one monster, and the materials remain. So whatever materials were under Shark Drake become materials for Vice. Then during either player's turn, if your life points are 1000 or less, you can detach an Xyz material and banish a monster from your graveyard to target one face-up monster on the field. That target's attack and defense becomes 0. So you detach a material from here, banish that, target one of your opponent's monsters, and its attack becomes 0. Next up, we have number 32 Shark Drake. Now, once per turn, when this card destroys a monster by battle, You can attach a material, special summon the destroyed monster to your opponent's field in face-up attack position. It loses 1000 attack, and then Shark Drake can make a second attack. So you destroy it, special summon it again, and Shark Drake can actually attack again after its attack points were reduced. Next up, we have number S37 Spider Shark. It requires 3 level 5 water monsters, however it can also be XC summoned by using number 37 Woven Dragon Spider Shark. Now, once per turn, you can attach a material, target one monster your opponent controls, and banish it until their next standby phase. So it removes it from the field until their turn, and if you do, all monsters your opponent controls loses 1000 attack until the end of the turn. Then, if this card is in the graveyard, because it was destroyed and sent there that turn, and this can happen on either player's turn, but if it's destroyed by a battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon it during the end phase. Next up, we have number 3, C32, or Chaos 32, Shark Drake Levice. Its materials are 4 level 5 monsters, but it can also be XC summoned by discarding a spell and using a rank 4 Shark Drake XC's monster, so either Shark Drake C32 Shark Drake Vice or 32 Shark Drake. And then it once per turn, quick effect, so this can happen during any phase. You can detach a material, target an effect monster your opponent controls, negate its effects, and if you do, its attack and defense becomes 0. And this card can also make 2 attacks per turn, as well as having piercing damage, so it's a fairly powerful card, at least as far as this archetype goes. Next up, we have number 101, Silent Honor Arc. 2 level 4 monsters, and you can attach 2 materials to target a special summoned monster your opponent controls that is in face-up attack position, and attach it to this card as a material. So you take the card from their field and attach it to Silent Honor Arc. And it also has the effect of, once per turn, if it would be destroyed by battle or card effect, detach a material instead, just to keep it on board. Next up, we have Nash Knight. And while it has a number monster is on field, it cannot be destroyed in battle. And once during the main phase, so either player's main phase, as it's a quick effect, you can attach 2 materials and attach 1 number XC's monster from your extra deck to this card as a material if its numbers are between 101 and 107. Then you can attach a face-up monster on field to the card as material as well, so primarily one of your opponent's monsters. Next up, we have CXC's Nash Knight, and you can also summon this using Nash Knight itself, on top of its requirement of 3 level 6 monsters, which in this deck you would have to be summoned using Nash Knight because there are no level 6s, or a rank up magic on a rank 5. So this card at base cannot be destroyed by card effects, and you can detach 1 material to special summon from your extra deck a number XC's monster that has a number between 101 and 107 in its name. And you use this monster as a material for it, but you destroy that monster during the end phase, so not really the best effect. And finally, for the extra deck, we had Full Armored Dark Knight Lancer. Now, this card it requires 3 level 7s, which is impossible in this deck. However, it can also be XC summoned using a rank 5 or 6 XC's monster I control. Now, this one gains 300 attack for each material and equip card it has, and once per turn, you can target an XC's card in your graveyard and add it to hand. And if an equip card becomes equipped to this monster, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls and equip it as material as well. So a lot of stealing monsters for materials, all that stuff, spamming out monsters. I would say it's a decent deck. A lot of fun, as I usually try to make for these videos, is more centered around making fun decks and strategies rather than something that's good, like meta or there. But this has been the introduction to Sharks, and again, a deck made in reference to Gura of Hololive EN. Make sure you check out their stuff. They have a lot of stuff, a lot more famous than me. But that'll be all for this video.